So starting the test drive here in this F150 Lightning Platinum, I just drove an XLT earlier, so I'm kind of wanting to see the big difference, if there is a big difference between the power you get with the XLT as opposed to this Platinum. But so far, ride quality is pretty similar. Of course, these seats are much more comfortable, much more adjustable. You can cool them. But as I said earlier, was really looking forward to the multi-contour seats where I could get the massage and all that, but this had the removal of them for whatever reason, but you did get a credit back for that. So if you don't really care about that, save yourself the 300, 500 bucks, whatever it was. But me personally, that would be the only thing to push me to getting a Platinum as opposed to the Lariat. Because the wheels, I like the 20s on the Lariat. About the same as the Platinum. You get more range with the Lariat as opposed to the Platinum, so just my opinion there. But I do like that we have 20 more miles of EPA estimated range for the Platinum as opposed to the 22 model. And really seeing that 3 in front of the following numbers for range will help a few people kind of weigh towards getting an electric vehicle, as opposed to 280 you're thinking, oh, it's not enough, I need to do this or do that. But I do wish that Ford would go ahead and figure out a way to get higher charging speeds, because I have a Mach-E, as I say pretty often whenever I drive an EV, and that gets about the same fast charge speed, the DC fast charge. And it just, I wish we could do like Porsche or like Hyundai, even like the Hummer EV, and get closer to 250, 300 kilowatts, because that'll turn a 45-minute trip into a 30-minute trip at the charging station, which makes a big difference because you're sitting around an extra 15 minutes. Now, I didn't mention this on the XLT review, but I love that we can see the battery temperature here on that top part of the gauge cluster. So whether you're towing or whether you're doing a few hard pulls with the truck, you kind of know where you stand with that. But all in all, I love the ride quality of the Lightning. As I said in the XLT review, it's a tad bouncy, but still overall comfortable. And that's one of the hidden pluses of pickup trucks, is because of their wheelbase, because of how everything is set up, they usually tend to float unless you have suspension issues or add big wheels, big tires. But even with the 22s on this, ride quality is comfortable. But again, on the bouncier side with just the platform of an EV. Pretty easy to see out of. Love how they slanted the hood there. Makes the visibility that much better. But of course we have a front camera. We have blind spot monitors. Tons of safety features. So I have the truck in sport mode now, and I'm gonna see if I can get a bit of spirited acceleration going on as I get on the interstate here. Wow, it's so fast. Now this thing feels much quicker from a stop, but still I can feel the acceleration difference as opposed to the XLT with the standard battery I just drove a little earlier. And even though they have the same torque output, the additional horses definitely come in handy. I'm going to put on the cruise now. And then I'll give it a little throttle getting over. So pretty fast. So I have the lane centering on, adaptive cruise, which is pretty nice to have on longer treks, or even if you're driving 30-40 miles to and from work. As I said in my review of the XLT though, for most people, especially truck drivers, they don't tend to necessarily need all of that. Some people just don't want it. But especially if you're going from maybe a Tesla or something like that, it's nice to have that same feel of semi-autonomous driving to make it just a little less of a headache being out here on the roads. But as I said in that review as well, the XLT, only real competition is going to be Rivian, just in terms of an everyday truck. You can get the Hummer EV, but there are so few out there. I mean, you can get a Power Boost F150. Hybrid trucks are probably going to be the way to go for the next few years, but if you want a full electric truck, this is definitely a good one to look at. So I'm going to try and give myself a good pull here. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum.